This is Scott Condit for the Armory Life, and today we're taking a look at the newest release in the Hellcat lineup, the Hellcat Pro. Now, when the micro-compact Hellcat was released back in September of 2019, it quickly became a fan favorite within the concealed carry community. The original Hellcat release, the inclusion of a patented magazine that had a best-in-class capacity of 11+1 rounds and 13+1 with the included extended magazine, the Hellcat was known for being a truly formidable tool in everyday carry and defensive scenarios. Now, the OSP offered in the Hellcat line also allows for the use of red dot optics, such as the Hex Wasp. All these aforementioned features were truly game changers when it came to a micro-compact EDC pistol. Now, granted, in comparison to other duty carry or full-size pistols, micro-compact pistols like the Hellcat tended to present a significantly different shooting experience and are certainly known for feeling a lot snappier in hand. Now, the learning curve and adaptation to the micro-compact platform overall, specifically when it comes to target reacquisition and adjusting to the feel of the smaller frame, can be accommodated through good training, but it also can't be ignored as a factor. Now, acknowledging all of these factors when it came to the original or standard Hellcat release is something that I truly appreciate, as Springfield takes all of these notes from their customer base to heart, and they have now offered the Hellcat Pro. Now, the Hellcat Pro comes out of the box measuring in at 6.6 inches in length, 4.8 inches in height, and a slim 1-inch grip width that weighs only a mere 21 ounces overall. This is still what I would classify as a compact pistol, but it's now been scaled up in form factor and is offered in this larger frame size. So the Hellcat Pro features a black polymer frame, a 3.7-inch hammer forged steel barrel with a melanite finish in a 1-to-10 twist, and a billet machined OSP ready slide with that melanite finish as well. And of course, it includes the highly visible and easy to acquire tritium luminescent front sights with the tactical rack U-notch rear sight system. The Hellcat Pro also includes the dual capacitive recoil spring with full-length guide rod recoil system within, and that helps keep the platform stable and easy to handle. Now, the Hellcat Pro ships with two 15-round magazines featuring all the enhancements that have evolved over the years of the tried and true micro-compact Hellcat. Now, as I've had the original Hellcat at my side as my go-to EDC over the last few years, it was time to hit the range and put it through the paces and compare the new Hellcat Pro to the original. Running the Hellcat Pro was comfortable and familiar. Although it's new, it was a familiar experience, but with a fresh new take. If you love your Hellcat as it stands, chances are you're really going to enjoy the new Pro model, especially if you have larger hands and are more attuned to operating a larger frame size pistol. Now, working with an inner waistband holster and wearing a light jacket, printing with the Hellcat Pro was minimal, if not invisible altogether. Printing can be an issue with certain clothing, but I would say the difference between how the Hellcat itself and this pistol prints is pretty nominal, especially with the right holster. Now, running the Hellcat Pro on steel and then paper between about 7 to 15 yards, I found the handling with the Hellcat Pro to be generally easier to control in my hands. Now, this is especially noticeable when I'm placing rapid follow-up shots with the Hellcat Pro versus the standard Hellcat. Now, while I was at the range, I took the time to run my original Hellcat and then the Hellcat Pro right after it, and I had some buddies at the range put it through the paces as well. And although we all noticed a slightly different experience, it really struck myself as being, again, a really familiar and comparable overall feel, but there were some differences. Now, shooting experiences will vary based on all factors, but for me, the grouping on paper and steel during this initial run when using the Hellcat Pro was fairly on par in comparison to how effective I am with a full-size or duty carry pistol at the distances we were training at. I was interested to see how the Hellcat Pro would operate at the range, and it gave me all those advantages, but it was greater for me in my hands at increased distances as well, if only based on the form factor of the gun. Now, when considering the slightly scaled up size of the Hellcat Pro and the added benefit of increased handling and accuracy, the size, weight, and form factor difference was really negligible enough for me to have me considering it as a potential EDC of choice going forward for myself. Now, again, it's all about options, and I have to consider, is the added benefit of increased distance capability versus the slightly larger form factor and comfort for myself of value to my day-to-day routines, or a detriment? That's up to you to decide. Now, speaking of options and capabilities, running the stock tritium luminescent front sights with that tactical rack U-notch rear sight, they make target acquisition really easy and rapid for me. And when I'm adding the Hex Wasp red dot to the Hellcat Pro, I also enjoy retaining sight on these irons, as you can co-witness them when viewing them through the window. Now, another cool factor with the Hellcat Pro being a larger framed variant within the Hellcat line is that the lower accessory rail detail is going to offer you more real estate for the addition of lights, lasers, and other accessories. The Hellcat Pro successfully maintained all of those exceptional features I've grown fond of over the years with the Hellcat at my side, and it's simply offering more real estate for people to work with. And not so much so that it's negating it as a fantastic EDC solution, it's just retaining that extremely slim profile, still has a very light weight, and is an exceptional concealed carry gun all the way around. If you're familiar and are a fan of the Hellcat line, you're not going to be disappointed with the Hellcat Pro. And as always, don't just take my word for it, get your hands on the Hellcat Pro, put it through the paces yourself, and I think you're really going to enjoy it.